and welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV, and welcome back to rainy Newcastle. In what universe are we living in when the weather is better in Scotland than in England? I tell you what, I left sunny Scotland this morning, I'm back in the tune now, Wednesday afternoon, and the weather was actually decent in Scotland this morning. Enjoying these little Wetherspoons breakfast in the sunshine outside Central Station with lots of other Geordies awaiting to come back to Newcastle United. Up, down, whatever way you want. It's a confusing one. I just say it because I'm so used to going down. We always used to going down there, travelling down. Now we did travel down back to Newcastle, which is a complete first, but we can get used to it, right? We can get used to it because we'll be flying here, there and everywhere in just a couple of months or so, because last night at the Ibrox gave me a real taste of European football. You know, playing a team like Rangers, who are in the Champions League, they're in the qualifying stages, so if they get through, they will be in the group stages. You know, it's given us a real nice feeling, appetite to play some more European sides. Really excited for that one now, for next season, for the Champions League. So roll on those European nights, and obviously, as we said yesterday at the game, you know, the chants were, "Is this the way to Barcelona?" I mean, they were class. Loved every minute of it. You know, the new chants are there, the catchy ones are there. Sandro Tonali, drinking Moretti, eating spaghetti. It's going to be a good season. I can feel it now. And the lads themselves haven't returned to Newcastle. Lucky them. They have jetted off to the sunny states. Alright, the pre-season tour is starting nice and early for them. They're going to be based in Atlanta, and they're settling there before next week's games. 3 in a week in that Premier League summer series. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about transfer news. But quickly before we do that, please do subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV if you haven't already. And if you haven't already, go check out yesterday's videos from Ibrox. Some great videos there from inside the stadium. My travel down there, in and amongst Glasgow, where 8,000 Geordies took over the city. So it was brilliant, really good. So go have a look at those videos and give them a like if you can, please. Now we are back in Newcastle. We are back to transfer business. And there's lots of them, you know what I mean? There's lots of them. The main one, obviously, yesterday that broke and was the talking point in the turnstiles and in the concourses at Ibrox last night, was, of course, the future of Allan Saint-Maximin. Now then, Saudi Arabia looms closer for Allan Saint-Maximin. The French winger is very much deep in talks with Al Hilal to join them. And the only problem I've got with this is the fee that's been reported. £25 million at the moment. I think that's why it hasn't quite happened yet. I think I might be in the way this bloke is trying to get in. Sorry, mate.
No, you're right.
And, you know, so it's only 25 million for Allan Saint-Maximin. So that's the issue with me. I'm thinking, like, really, only 25 million. I think the way these Saudi clubs have been splashing cash, I'm in a way here, people trying to get in this building, but if you can see the weather behind us, it's absolutely lashing it down. So I don't fancy getting soaking wet, and I fancy doing this video before I hop on the metro. And then on the metro, I can get it edited. So it's happy days, do you know what I mean? But anyway, back to the point, 25 mil for Allan Saint-Maximin. Not enough. And maybe that's why it hasn't quite got over the line yet. Because, you know, the reports were that we want 40 million. And 40 million is a fair price for Allan Saint-Maximin. Listen, we paid close to 20 for him a few years ago now. Has his stock fell because he hasn't had much game time? He's had the odd injury. I wouldn't have thought so, really. Like, he's still got some good years ahead of him, Allan Saint-Maximin. And, you know, the money that Saudi clubs are splashing on players, we should still be able to get, I think, 40 million for him. Surely at least 35. At least 35. So if we're only getting 25, I think that's an absolute nightmare for us. I think that's a crap deal. Obviously, that still does allow us to increase our FFP across seasons and spend, you know, a lot more money now with the sale of Allan Saint-Maximin. But surely we can get more than 25 million for him, and that's what the negotiations are at the moment. You know, we're pushing hard to try and get closer to that 40 million fee, but I'm sure personal terms will not be an issue, because they'll be willing to really, you know, help Allan Saint-Maximin's future grandkids to have a really lavish life. You know what I mean? So I'm sure the personal terms won't be a problem for Maxi. But in terms of what Newcastle receive, still a bit of leg work, still a bit of leg room to be done on this one for me. Like, but I can't see it being an issue. You know, if Maxi's liking the idea of moving to Saudi Arabia, I'm sure absolutely everybody is, with the money that they're offering. You know, the funny thing I did see was, you know, could this be a loophole? Could we sell Saint-Maximin, get that money for FFP, and then loan him back to Newcastle United? That would be glorious. That would be sensational. Don't think it would happen straight away, but could it happen maybe next year? Could we loan Maxi back next January, next summer? You never know. That's a nice little FFP loophole for you right there. Let Al Hilal pay for his massive wages. Come back to rainy Toon Army. You know what I mean? So we'll see on that one. That's just one theory. But, you know, Allan Saint-Maximin in Saudi Arabia, is looking like it's going to happen. You know, it's just a matter of time before the two clubs match each other's valuation. He's blasting new monkey in the background there. Not sure what's worse, that or the double-decker buses or the rain. Lots of good things happening, yeah. But all the people that's trying to get in and out of the building, also very good. Sorry, but the weather's awful. Anyways, what else was talking about then? With the departure of Allan Saint-Maximin on the horizon, even closer is the arrival of Harvey Barnes. Now, I said this weeks ago, so thank you very much. Hashtag ITK. In the know, yeah? Oh, I said it. Harvey Barnes will replace Allan Saint-Maximin. It's looking that way now. Now it's officially out there, and that's what everyone's talking about. Harvey Barnes is going to be signing for Newcastle this week, according to the Telegraph. Just an hour or so ago, they were reporting there. Matt Lawney's got a good few things right already this summer regarding transfers. So he's saying that Harvey Barnes set the same for Newcastle this week. So the player's obviously super keen on a move. Personal terms aren't an issue. The Newcastle are just working on that transfer fee. We're probably looking at around £35 million for Leicester City's Harvey Barnes. Now, he's going to come in. Everyone was asking me yesterday what's next. I was saying him, and you know, some people are saying great, can't wait for him. I think he'd be perfect in the house system. I think he's going to be class for us. Then other people are still underwhelmed by it. Me, I'm buzzing for it. I think it's a fantastic signing. I think Harvey Barnes is a great player. The stats don't lie. The goal contributions are there to be seen. You know, his goals and assists, very, very good. Double figures all the time for a predominant struggling Leicester side or a mid-table Leicester side, barring those miracles they achieved a few years ago. You know, his numbers are really good, and he's a really, really good player. He'll suit us to the bone. He'll suit Eddie Howe's system. Eddie Howe's been chasing him for a while now. You know, he's a big fan of Harvey Barnes. So if he's good enough for Eddie Howe, he's definitely good enough for me. And I like him regardless, to be honest. Even if Howe didn't, I would still say he's a very good player. Someone I would have wanted to sign for a long time as well. You know, I think Harvey Barnes offers a lot on the wing, and he's scoring goals and assisting goals way more than any of our current wingers. I tell you what though, Anthony Gordon last night, when he came on the left, you can tell this lad has just won a European trophy. You know what I mean? Because he was absolutely fantastic. He was brilliant on the left-hand side, taking people on for fun. He is cooking. I'm telling you, he is cooking for next season. Anthony Gordon, he's going to have a blind eye. I'm very confident in it. He looked very confident now after winning that European trophy. So he's another option on the wing, like. But, and obviously Isaac played down there on the left last night as well when he set up Harrison Ashby for his winner. So there's options there, and that's what he has likes, but it's options with effect. You know what I mean? As much as I love Allan Saint-Maximin, as much as he's been amazing for us over the years, the end product has never quite been there. Really, even though he's a maverick, he's capable of worldies, just doesn't do it enough. He plays a good handful of games a season, 5 great games a season. What happens to the other 20 games? The ones he isn't injured, doesn't really affect him much, you know? So I do love him though. In an ideal world, you would have him stay, and you'd have Harvey Barnes in as well, or another winger on the right. But listen, like Eddie Howe said last night after the match, he said he's in talks with a move, and we're forced to do it. Eddie Howe was saying, I don't want to lose him. Allan Saint-Maximin doesn't necessarily want to go, but FFP means we have to make way, and we have to create a budget, and we have to sell players. This is what we have to do at the minute in Newcastle, because we haven't made any cash for so long. We haven't had any good player sales for so long. The sponsorship deals, everything else has been crap for so long that we're now having to completely shift the culture at the club. So it's just one of those things that has to happen, really, for the benefit of everyone. I think it does benefit everyone. Look, Maxi's not going to start under Eddie Howe. We've seen that already. He can go to Saudi Arabia, get paid a fortune. Newcastle can make a bit of profit on him, and we're going to move on to the pastures new. Do you know what I mean? Those pastures news are Harvey Barnes. So I'm looking forward to it. Another bit of transfer news is called Darlow is still in talks with Bournemouth. I said this weeks ago on the Transfer Talk live show that we do every Sunday at 5, apart from last week when it was 5:34, but normally it's live at 5. And Darlow is in talks with Bournemouth, which I think will be a great move for him as well. You know what I mean? Solid move for him. Premier League move. I think it'll be very decent for Bournemouth. You know, it's something they can do. I'm in the way of someone else again now, I think. Oh, no, no. Oh, he's there. Who's that? Gary, mate.
See you last Steve.
Oh, aye, in the commercial, isn't it? This bloke just got back from Glasgow now, haven't you? He looks alright, mate.
Take care.
Take care, mate. There we go then. It was good yesterday, seeing everyone as well. By the way, the atmosphere was class in Glasgow. So Darlow in talks with Bournemouth. Barnes coming in this week. Maxi on his way to Saudi Arabia. 2 players on the way to America. And is there anything else I have missed out? I don't think so. Apart from Bruno knows the score. Look at this, Bruno liking the Magpie Channel posts and stories on Instagram. If Bruno's liking them, you should be. Alright? So click the link in the description. Follow us on social media. Instagram at the Magpie Channel. Lovely stuff. And thanks very much for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for more videos this week on all the Newcastle United updates from America, and of course the transfer news as things are hotting up, where Harvey could be set to come to sunny Tune first before he travels over to America to join the rest of the team on that pre-season tour. Let's wait and see. Nice one, everyone. Big up everyone that's supporting the channel. Subscribe to my channel TV and enjoy yourself.